Hello everyone and welcome to a bit of a new show on the channel. It's called Saminator's Blackbookers. Now I wanted to do this video, just a bit of an experiment, because I really like seeing how horses work through the line in their replays. That's how I found Feroce out of the Guineas Prelude. That's how I found Lady in Pink Saturday just gone. So I've reviewed all the races from Saturday and I'm going to provide you with some Blackbookers that could provide you with a winner next start. Some are obvious, some are more hidden. We're going to start in race 1 with the third place getter, Taken. I've sort of opted away from highlighting the winners of the race because I think those are pretty obvious. But Taken, look, this horse was the first to strike in the straight in the first race. It had a good run 3 wide with cover on the back of the favourite Sugar Coat. It did some really good work through the line. It got headed and easily beaten by Get a Fix, and Super Nemo was charging down the outside. But I liked how this maiden galloper was able to stick on as well as it did. And through the line, it was very strong. Stepping back to maiden grade next start. If it does that, it's going to start less than $2, I think. So not going to get much value, but it's a good horse and should be winning next start. This one's fairly obvious out of race 2, but it's the Reese Goodwin trained Lovely Cut. Now, it settled last in run in this race we're taking a look at, which was won by Lofty Arch, and it really flew down the outside. Went against the complexion of the race. The leader won, settled first in run, and finished first past the post. Lovely Cut settled last and finished second. Look, I think this horse is on 1,000 guineas path. It's $8 at the moment in 1,000 guineas markets. I think from here it goes to the Desirable Stakes. I'm not sure what day of the Flemington Carnival that is on, but I think it's going to go there. And then out of that 1,400 metre race, we'll go to the 1,000 guineas over 1,600 metres. Did some really good work through the line on this day over 1,200 metres. And the step up in distance next start to Cup Week should suit it. It looks a very progressive horse. Race 3 out of the Caulfield Classic. I've got the 2 highlighted that I was very keen on in this race. Keeneland and West Indies. These 2 were both very good through the line, and I think they both cost themselves the race. I think they went too slow for themselves and got out sprinted by King of Wall Street and China Sea. Keeneland was clearly the best through the line. It had a good SP on this occasion, so I think it should bounce back and be finishing ahead of King of Wall Street and China Sea next start, especially over a further distance like 2,500 metres. West Indies was actually really good through the line. It ended up losing by just over 3.5 lengths, but it was really good through the line. I actually think it was a bit of a query stepping up to the 14 to the 2,000 metres. I was sort of questioning whether it would get 2,000 metres, but I think it went too slow for itself. I think it's an out-and-out stay, and Kieran Mars identified that. I think it'll be better over, I hope they go to the Derby, because it's going to be almost 50 to 1, I reckon. So it's not in the markets yet, but I'm interested to see where they go next with West Indies. I want to be following it, and Keeneland the obvious one out of that race. In the Ethereal Stakes, the horse I want to be following is Inevitable Truth. It was well backed on this day late, and it flew up the inside for Jamarera, but just wasn't good enough on the day to get past the likes of Too Darn Discreet, Jenny's Meadow, and Feminile. But the fact that John Sargent brought this horse down to Victoria in the first place indicates that he has a high opinion of this horse. And the way that it raced on Saturday, the step up to an Oaks trip of 2,500 metres looks ideal. Whether they go to the Wakeful on Derby Day and then the 5-day back up into the Oaks, or just straight into the Oaks, John Sargent will know what to do. He's a master of training stayers, and I really want to be following Inevitable Truth into the VRC Oaks. It looks a good chance. Race 6 was the 1,000 Guineas Prelude, and there's a few horses I want to be following out of this race, but I've highlighted the one I was keen on, Benadryl. Now, I said in my preview leading into this race that I thought Benadryl was very good over the 1,200 metres first up, and I think it even wants 1,600 in time. Well, the way it ran through the line on Saturday indicates to me that it needs 1,600 metres. I didn't want to highlight 3 of them, so I only highlighted Benadryl. I also want to be following the winner, Too Darn Lizzie. I think it's quite smart, and the horse that ran down the outside, Zai Tung. I think it's a good horse, but I think Benadryl is now third up next start, hopefully either staying at 1,400 metres in the Desirable or straight into the 1,000 guineas over 1,600 metres. It'll be performing better. Probably the Desirable Stakes would be the next target for it, being a 3-year-old filly. So Very good work through the line, Benadryl, and looking forward to see what it does next start. I was on this horse in the Caulfield Sprint, and it was a sickening beat. A pretty obvious black booker is Ray Magnerio. It had the 53 kilos. It was second up on this occasion, and the way it worked through the line, it needs further than 1,000 meters. I think that's quite obvious. I think its sweet spot is 1,200 meters. So if it can find a race next start, maybe that race on Champions Day, that 1,200 meter Group 3 race in open company, that looks like it'll be a good target. It's proven down the straight as well, but it just got blocked for a run. Spacewalk sort of fell on top of it, and then it had to come to the outside and just got pipped by Estriella. Another 2 frames and it probably wins. So it was very unlucky, and I want to be following it. I'm quite excited about this Black Booker for some reason, because I think we're going to get a bit of a price about it next start. Out of the Tristarc Stakes, it's Sione. Now this horse was 3 wide, no cover. The trip, it was falling back in the straight, but I cannot believe how well it worked through the line. The jockey could not hold it up. It's a horse that's, I think, looking for the 1,600 meters now. So I think if we're following this form line into the Empire Rose, the horse I want to be following is Sione, and I think we're going to get a bit of a price about it. It's sort of got like a Feroce Lady in Pink type vibe to it. We're going to get a bit of a price about a horse that worked very well through the line. Its next start, Sione might not go to the Empire Rose, but if it goes to a 1,600 meter race, it's going to be hard to beat, and I want to be following it. Can't wait to see where it goes next. And in the last race, I'm highlighting this galloper called Fearson. Now, I wanted to highlight the winner, Mighty Ulysses, because I think it did well to win off that heavy speed set by Buffalo River, being first up. But Fearson was very good. I think that Fearson was about 4th up on this day, had come down from Sydney, and was one of the best workers through the line along with Mighty Ulysses. Now, this horse is in a futures market. The Big Dance, it's $51. I'm not sure how strong that form race or how strong the Big Dance is going to be, because I don't know too much about the race. But I'll just be following Fearson. Even if it stays at the 1,400 meters, I think it can settle closer next start, and it can take some catching, because I think it's a decent horse. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in to Saminator's Black Bookers from Caulfield Cup Day. I hope I found you a few winners that you can back at these horses next start. And until next video, bye for now.